you really couldn't get the running game going in the first half. You dropped a couple of passes, yet you still got 14 points on the board. 17 points on the board, I should say. Are you inspired that for the second half?
Well, I think our defense is playing extremely hard. Our offense, we're getting hurt by penalties and drops. We've had more than a couple of drops. We've had some big drops. Now, we were able to get the interception for the touch. Then we had the one big play, but we've got to get more consistency on offense and keep playing with this same kind of hard energy on defense.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach Matt. Good luck.
Dave McGinnis team up 17-10 at halftime. We'll be back with the second half here from Tempe. Welcome back to Sun Devil Stadium. The Arizona Cardinals 17-10 lead over Dallas at halftime. And really, Jeff, Arizona hasn't played that well, but yet they have a 7-point lead.
Now it's kind of the opposite of how things have gone for this football team during the course of the regular season. Their offense coming into today has been pretty good, and their defense has been pretty lousy, quite honestly. But today, with the goal line stand and the 2 interceptions, it's been a big day for this Cardinal defense.
Let's take a look at the numbers and see what kind of story they tell here from halftime.
I mean, the obvious thing to look at is the turnovers. That's the biggest thing, and obviously the biggest thing in any ball game. And one of them was Quincy Carter's fault, the interception to Lassiter. One of them was not, in which Marcus Bell tipped a ball that McKinnon ended up picking off and running into the end zone for 6 points.
The quarterbacks, both of them, neither of them really setting the world on fire. Let's take a look at the comparison here in the numbers.
Yeah, and Jake Plummer obviously 12 of 22, but has not been able to get the ball to David Boston for any consistency.
And Swinton brings it out to the 26-yard line. Let's bring it down to the sideline. Here's DJ Johnson, who caught up with Cowboy coach Dave Campo.
In the first half, it seemed like you guys were on the brink, and then all of a sudden something would happen and you guys would lose it. What'd you tell your team at halftime?
Well, we've shot ourselves in the foot. You know, we had 2 or 3 offsides penalties. The one on the kickoff was huge. It was 35 or 40 yards difference in field position. Defensively, we missed a tackle on one play. Otherwise, we're playing pretty good. We just got to go out, play football, not make any mistakes, and we'll be in this thing at the end.
Okay, sounds good. Good luck, Coach. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, DJ. Cowboys start the second half. 1st and 10 from their own 26. And it's Smith trapped in the backfield. That's Baron Tanner. Big Baron out of Athens, Texas.
And as I said earlier, and from talking to Campo, he understood it as well, that the inside of this Cardinal defense is pretty solid with Tanner, Davis, and McKinnon. And Tanner, last week, had made a good number of plays, but that's one guy that I think has a good motor and is going to be good in the future for this ball team. He's only in his 4th year, and Davis is only in his 3rd year. These guys have a lot of room to grow.
Emmitt Smith is 14th carry of the day. He runs right into Ronald McKinnon as Fredrickson has him by the ankles. And Smith, 14 carries, 35 yards.
And at some point, when you have a guy like Darren Hambrick, or Troy Hambrick, Darren, his brother, obviously, who was cut by the Cowboys. With a guy like Troy, in my mind, you've got to get this guy on the field. I mean, Emmitt was one of the greatest backs ever to play in the National Football League. But Troy Hambrick has earned the right to carry the ball now. And in my mind, this is a guy that should be, at the very least, splitting carries with Emmitt Smith.
On 3rd and 8, neither in the game, as the Cowboys go with no running backs in the backfield, and Galloway makes the catch, and that's good enough for the first down. A nice throw by Quincy Carter, splitting 2 defenders.
The ball, babe? Thank you.
And Pat Tillman almost got a little carried away. Fortunately, he didn't finish. Galloway running the in route. Tillman was worried that Galloway went down on his own.
Right.
And was going to have to tackle him again. But fortunately, he didn't finish him.
And Tillman will finish plays. That's one thing about Tillman.
He will hit you as a defensive back.
Blitz comes. Cowboys run away with Emmitt Smith, and Smith with room. And Emmitt Smith hit by Tillman, but not until he gets 10 yards and another first down. And the Cowboys had the perfect play call. They ran away from that blitz.
And this is what Campo talked about. The Nebraska tossed, and he said it was really not a true sweep. It's just a lateral play designed to get up the field. And that's not what Emmitt is known for. I mean, that's the one thing that even Jerry Jones and Dave Campo said is not his strength. Emmitt's strength is running straight up the field between the tackles. But with the blocking that he had on that play, I think anybody could have run that ball. Great block.
Troy Hambrick, the lone back in the backfield. They run the toss with Hambrick. He cuts it inside into Cardinal territory, down to the 48-yard line where Fredrickson makes the tackle.
And once again, this is a toss, but this time to the split inside of the formation. And Hambrick, who is the lone back, does a nice job of letting it stretch, and Larry Allen seals the inside off, but Fredrickson comes off the block and makes the play. You know, the one thing about Hambrick versus Emmett is that Hambrick, when he makes a decision, he hits that hole as fast as anybody, whereas Emmett reads a little bit more and is a little bit more patient.
Smith in the backfield. Witherspoon leads the way, and Emmett Smith picks up some more yards, but the flag is down. Smith with 11 on that carry. We'll see if it stands. Holding on Dallas.
Holding, number 87, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Kenyon Rambo, the wide receiver.
The rookie free agent from Ohio State called for the hold. It's him right here working against David Barrett. And if that's a hold, wow. When you talk about being a little flag happy, that's a poor call.
Yeah, you know, you want to call holding if it's going to affect the play, and he had the jersey, but it certainly didn't affect the play.
That wasn't even a hold.
Dallas Cowboys facing a 2nd and 7, and they're doing so with a couple of youngsters in at receiver. That's Swinton at the top and Rambo down at the bottom. And Severini out there in the slot. Both Ishmael and Galloway not in the ball game. And they keep it on the ground to Wiley, and Wiley comes up short. 3rd down and 3 or 4 yards to go.
Yeah, the 3 wide receivers they had in there are Shiverini, Swinton, and Rambo. Galloway, I saw on the sideline, was getting attended to, and I have not even seen Ishmael.
So Dave Campo getting a look at some of the younger guys here late in the season. 9th play of the drive coming up for the Cowboys. Carter throws it outside, and it's knocked away, intended for Severini. David Barrett with the play.
And a nice play by David Barrett of getting that inside hand up into the body of Shiverini without interfering with his left arm. And this Cardinal defense has given this team reason to be excited because they are playing well. With the goal line stand in the first half, 2 big interceptions, and stopping the Cowboys on that drive.
4th punt of the day for Knorr. Just gets it away. And Arnold Jackson lets this one bounce. There's a flag down back where Knorr punted the football. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. But we'll see what it is, and it's a kick running into the kicker violation by the Cardinals. And that's just going to be a 5-yarder, but 5 would be enough to get him a first down. So the Dallas offense comes back out.
Running into the kicker, number 31, receiving team. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Critical error by Marcel Schiff to keep the Dallas offense on the field.
And what a costly penalty for the Arizona Cardinals. Their Schiff right there coming in, trying to get the block.
He ran into Micah Knorr.
And I'd like to see it a different angle, see how much of him he really got. Yeah, he got him.
Well,
he got that leg.
Almost like 2 ships in the night, only it was 1 ship.
Good call.
And sometimes you go for that block and you pay the price.
Well, and then it's kind of opposite. Last week, the Cowboys made a lot of bad penalties that were given Seattle first down.
Emmett Smith with a big play, and Smith starting to heat up inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. 14 more for Emmett, who now has 17 totes, 68 yards.
And that's been the weakness for this Cardinal defense, is the perimeter. Wakefield just gets blocked way away from the play by tight end Mike Lucky, and that's what started the hole for Emmitt Smith. You know, the one area that they're going to have to improve on next year, the Cardinals, in my opinion, is their two defensive ends. They need to improve there, and they will when they get Kyle Vanden Bosch back in the lineup.
Hambrick in the backfield. He takes the toss, running behind Larry Allen. Allen with a nice block, and it springs Hambrick. And the Cowboys are now pounding the perimeter of that Arizona defense.
And any time you have Larry Allen out in front, lead blocking, as Pat Tillman said, he said there's a lot of offensive linemen in this league that when they pull around the corner, it's no big deal. But he said Larry Allen is a guy that has a twinkle in his eye, and he's looking to hurt somebody. And did a good job of blocking Rob Fredrickson on that play.
Yeah, Dave Campbell said Larry Allen will do that in practice. He'll waffle somebody and then come back to the huddle and kind of have a little laugh, a little smile on his face. And Smith on that cutback sweep again, and he'll be close to the first down. I believe he's a yard to a yard and a half short.
And then Emmitt, coming into this game, needed 310 yards to get to 1,000 yards for 11 consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards.
He was also 870 away from the all-time rushing record coming in, and he has 70 on the head today, so he's now 800 yards away from Walter Payton.
In their third down package, they used Michael Wiley, who was the lone setback right here.
3rd and 2, and they run the toss to Wiley. And Wiley is very close to the first down.
And it's close. This is going to be close. Second-year man Michael Wiley is a good back. Real good back. Gives them a lot of flexibility because he is a good receiver. And they do a real good job of sealing the inside of the defense.
And Rob Fredrickson made the tackle, but did he make it soon enough? The measurement will tell. First down, Cowboy.
Cardinal defense is going to need another big effort out of them right here. In the first half, they were able to do it even when the Cowboys got right down to the goal line.
Cowboys.
They don't have a big play guy up front, though. That's one thing they're missing.
14th play of the drive for Dallas. 1st and 10, and they go to the reverse. The flag is out, and there is nowhere for Swinton to go as Barrett stays home and takes it away from him. I was talking about the Cowboys. You saw that graphic. This will be the 14th 10-play or more drive of the year for Dallas, and none of those drives have resulted in a touchdown. And part of the problem is things like this.
Penalties.
Holding, number 61, offense. Penalties decline. 2nd down.
That's Kelvin Garman, who left the game in the first quarter with an ankle injury. Checked back in here in the 3rd quarter and had to hold on.
And he got the hold on Marcus Bell. Marcus Bell came up pleading his case and got the flag. That's a good call. With Kelvin Garman being a little hobbled with an ankle, not moving his feet to get his body in position, drew the call.
On 2nd and 14, Emmitt Smith. And he is stopped. And right now we'll stop and head down to the sidelines for an injury update. Here's DJ.
All right, guys, a quick injury report. Rocket Ismail was hit in the head earlier in the game. He's still in the locker room. They're checking him out. He had his bell rung. Kelvin Garman is back in the game now. His x-rays were negative, so he is playing. Keep an eye on Joey Galloway. He took a shot in the back earlier. He's sore. He's on the field, but he is sore, and he's sort of moving gingerly at times. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, DJ, and I guess that explains for us why Ishmael and Galloway weren't in the ball game, although there's Galloway going to the slot at the top of the screen. 3rd and 14. Carter throws it outside, and that's complete to Wiley, but Tillman wraps him up. Pat Tillman is all over the field.
And the one thing you have when you have a young quarterback in Quincy Carter is you don't get the ball delivered. Watch the clear out routes here where Michael Wiley will slip out underneath. And if Quincy Carter had been able to get the ball to Michael Wiley a little bit sooner, Michael Wiley might have had a chance to get to the sideline and get to the first down strike. But Pat Tillman does a real good job of hanging on to Michael Wiley.
So John Hilbert comes on to attempt a 39-yard field goal. Oh, and it's a bad snap, and Micah Knorr has to just throw it away. Knorr couldn't get the ball set down in time, and it messed up the timing, and Hilbert never even took a swing at it. And another mistake on special teams keeps the Cowboys down by 7.
The Dallas Cowboys are on their second snapper of the season. They had Randy Chevrier early in the year, and they cut him and brought in rookie free agent Mike Solwald from Wisconsin, and he bounces it back to holder Micah Knorr.
Pittman for a couple, and we'll take another look at this snap. This is the one hopper, proverbial.
Yeah, the one hopper Micah Knorr, and John Hilbert doesn't even have a chance. And what happens here is, as you were telling me during the break, Ray, as we both know, the fire call. And when that happens, Datwin's trying to get out in the route so Micah Knorr can throw the ball to him. But neither one of the receivers got out real good. But as you can tell, it was the fire call couldn't have been made soon enough to get his two guys out into the route. A bad snap, another special teams mistake by the Dallas Cowboys.
Plummer completes it to Makovica along the sidelines for a first down. Hawthorne makes the defensive play. And Makovica makes his third grab of the day.
And not a guy that usually puts up a lot of big numbers. From talking to Dexter Coakley, he said, hey, this is one of the better blocking fullbacks in the league, but he's the guy that never shows up on the statistics chart. And he's a bowling ball. 5'11", 247 pounds.
Another bowling ball, Pittman. And this is a strike for Pittman down into Cowboy territory to the 40-yard line, 26 on the pickup. And that's the first time the running game has done anything all day for the Arizona Cardinals.
And Michael Pittman, as Dexter Coakley said, runs like a man possessed. But what has to happen here is when they bring Darren Woodson up into the formation, you've got 8 guys in the box. You've got to stop the run. But the missed tackle right there by number 93, Pepe Zellner, is what enables Michael Pittman to get up to the secondary. And as Jake Palmer said, he said, Michael Pittman might be the fastest guy on our football team, even faster than David Boston.
That's fast. Pittman again to the right side.
And Pittman may be a guy that will not be here in Arizona next year. They've got a lot of free agents that they've got to address in the offseason, and mainly on defense. I mean, look at the defense. These are all of their starting defensive backs. Tom Knight is out today with a hamstring, but even on offense, Michael Pittman, starting running back, Anthony Clement, starting right tackle, and Terry Hardy, who is usually their starting tight end, but is on injured reserve now with the knee injury. They've got a lot of issues to address in free agency with their own players coming up.
Thomas Jones, who could be the heir apparent if Michael Pittman were to head to greener pastures, and green being money, and I think that's always a big part of the decision. We asked Michael Pittman, what do you think is going to happen, and and is this something that's on your mind? And he says, yeah, it is on his mind. It's disturbing to him that he hasn't been offered a contract extension, or no talks have really happened yet, and he's concerned. He's got a wife and a son, and he's going to have to move him around, and just from my impression of the conversation, Michael Pittman might be somewhere else next year.
Yeah, I would think so. And from the Cardinals standpoint, Michael Pittman has had some off-the-field issues, and you got to be hesitant to pay a guy big money when he's had some off-the-field problems. And Michael's one of those guys.
That last Plummer pass overshot Frank Sanders. That'll bring up a 4th down. Big decision time for Arizona, and that's what they're going to do.
Go for it.
Well, the field goal, if it were to come to that, would be a 51-yarder. And with the rookie Cedric Oglesby not even warming up on the sidelines, they are going for it. on 4th down.
And they're no stranger to this. After last week with Dramatic's injury, they had to go for it on 4th down a couple different times.
Cardinals 9 of 18 on 4th down on the year, and this one is complete to Tywan Mitchell.
Now that's a great play.
Well, you talked about it earlier. The man called himself great. He backed it up that time.
He didn't earlier, but he did on that play. And he had a defender all over his back and pulled this one in. Just a strong catch. And I believe it was DeJuan Hawthorne.
Yes, it was.
Draped over his back and tried to step in front and does a nice job of holding on to the ball. And the last time Jake Plummer was disappointed and upset that Tywan Mitchell didn't catch the ball, and that time obviously very pleased.
1st and 10 now from the 26. And Plummer throws that one outside. Boston caught it, but he was out of bounds.
He didn't get both feet in. He only got one. When he was going backwards, he kind of lost his rhythm of getting both feet down and was only able to get one in, and he was plenty wide open.
David Boston is not having a Boston type of day. Just 2 grabs for 24 yards. And you see he only got the 1 foot down.
And if he had been going forward, when the guys go forward, you get used to that boom. 1 foot down and then bring the other one down. When you're going backwards, it's a little different.
And it could have been the sun in his eyes that, you see the shadows now as the sun has come out. And that's a big excuse that you often hear as Pittman takes to the left side. But David Boston has not had a very good ball game today. I mean, coming in 86 grabs, 5th in the NFL for 1,387 yards. That led the NFL, but look at all these drops he had early on.
Well, he's got 3 drops, as you see right here, and then he's also got this ball, which was overthrown, that Jake Plummer couldn't get it to him. And this is obviously a guy that the Cowboys felt you have to stop to have any success defensively. And to be quite honest, the Cardinals have had to get success elsewhere with Sanders, and they have.
1 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Plummer dumps it underneath. That is complete to Boston, but it'll be close to the 1st down. I don't believe he got it.
And this is going to bring up another decision for Dave McGinnis on 4th down. Are you going to go ahead and go for it again or kick it? And he's sending Oglesby out to kick. And Oglesby is 1 for 1 in his career.
Nailed a 34-yarder.
He's perfect
in the second quarter. That's right. And they'll line him up again. This one from 35. So it's the same distance basically that he hit from earlier. Almost the exact same spot. And Oglesby pulls this one to the left. And the rookie is now 1 for 2. And the Cardinals lead stays at 17-10.
Everybody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Hi, I'm Alistair in the Fox Tape Room. Just wanted to wish everybody a happy, a safe, and joyous New Year here in the U.S. and around the world.
Bubba, Bob, and Al extending holiday greetings. Part of our crew. He does a wonderful job week in and week out. On 1st and 10, Emmett Smith for a yard on the left side. Smith now with 20 carries, 72 yards. And the Cowboys have been their own worst enemy in this one. As you see the miscues, the fumbled snap that cost them 3 points, 2 interceptions. Those led to 10 points, and then they fumbled it out of the end zone there in the 1st quarter. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Arizona 17, Dallas 10. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.